Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Virgo in the month of September 2018. Hello, Virgo. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. As you can see, Virgo, I went ahead and I shuffled off camera to save time. What you see is your main spread. I'm going to shuffle now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all cards are out and they're lying face up, I'll begin the reading. In the box below, you're going to see a timestamp for when that actually is. So if you just want to jump ahead and skip over the shuffling and the intro, just click that button or move the little timer bar to that time. Also down in that box, you're going to find information on how to get a personal reading with me. It's about 3 or 4 simple steps. Follow those steps and we'll hook something up, okay? And, oh, yeah, happy birthday to you, Virgo, for those who have already celebrated at the end of August and here in the beginning of September. And happy birthday to those who will have their special day coming up, okay? All right, Virgo's outcome. Let's get it. Oh, it flipped in the middle. There it is. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. And we're going to turn these over and see what you got. And I just cut my nails, but I'm surprised I did it. I did it. It's hard to pick up cards when you don't have, like, fingernails. Or if you have too much fingernails, too lengthy. I was waiting. I was like, I turned that music on like a minute ago, and now I just whatever. Virgo, it's been one of those days, but let's just get into it, okay? Where is Virgo in the month of September? Please show me where's Virgo in September. Here? Okay. Thank you. Virgo, to start off, coming into September, you come in as the 3 of Wands in reverse. Oh, come now. New camera, work with me. Please. Do you like it better? Well, gosh. It's been one of those days, Virgo, I swear. Anyway, let me show it to you upright, in case you're not familiar with this deck, which is the Cosmic Tarot deck. But again, this energy for you, excuse me, this card for you came in reverse. So 3 of Wands is usually a card about exploration or, you know, waiting for your ships to come in and kind of having like this feeling of expectancy, looking forward to a reward or looking forward to getting something that you worked really hard for, that you've been waiting on and anticipating, right? And like I said, that's like the traditional understanding. And when I say traditional, I'm usually, if not always, referring to the Rider-Waite deck, as it's probably the most popular and sort of like the standard deck that most people use, tarot readers. But anyway, I'm feeling like there's something about guidance in this that I feel. Are those? No, they're not. Okay. But there's this feeling of like being guided towards something, and it turned out to not be the greatest, or it's not what you expected. So Virgo, you may have been working towards something or plotting for something, planning for something, and it isn't coming up the way that you wanted it to. And again, like guidance is coming through, like guidance. So maybe some of you have like been counseled into doing something, or kind of you sought the advice of someone and their advice didn't turn out to be the best. And so now you're kind of like, well, damn, here I am without anything to show for my efforts, or what was promised to me or what I was led to believe was going to happen isn't really happening. And I feel like that pisses you off, if I'm honest. Like it really upsets you, you know? One second. Let me see something here. Okay, I think I figured that out, because I think... Let me see something here. I'm going to work out these technical kinks with you. Aha! Okay, that was... I saw something there, and I was just like, wait a minute, I haven't seen that before. Okay, so, I'm sorry to get slightly sidetracked there, Virgo, but I did want the picture to come through clearly, and as I was looking on the screen, it was not looking super clear, but I think I just fixed it. Now, guidance, being counseled, being advised, or, you know, seeking other people's reviews. Like, maybe some of you, like, were going off of, like, online reviews about something, a product, or maybe some of you were purchasing a car, or, you know, doing something, going on vacation, and you were, like, looking at reviews, talking to people who had gone through a similar experience, who had bought a car from a dealership before. You're like, how did you like working with these people? Like, oh, they were great, and they were really nice, and they were pleasant with us, and they cut us a good deal, blah, 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 blah. And then your experience going to that dealership or going to that that hotel or whatever is just not what your friend said, not what someone that you trusted. You know, it's just like someone told you something, and you sort of, for lack of a better phrasing, bought into it, agreed that it was worth your time and your effort, and it's showing that it's not really like that, Virgo. It's not really worth your time and your effort. I feel for some of you, it's going to be a purchase. It is going to be something that you bought, a big ticket item. It could be, you know, like a new TV, like I said, a new car, a vacation, or a particular place to stay on vacation. For others of you, it's like a gift that you bought for someone else, or a gift that you bought for yourself for your birthday, something like that. And you had high hopes for this item that you purchased, that it was going to work correctly, that it was going to be exactly what was listed on the website, etc., etc. And it's just like, it came in the box and you're like, this is it? This is what I ordered? No, this is not what the description said. Or, you know, you drive the car off the lot, and then within the first 2 weeks, the check engine light comes on, and then you go back to the dealership and it's a whole rigmarole about, you know, who's going to pay to fix whatever's wrong with the engine. And you're like, look, I just bought this car, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, the warranty. You're like, we only have a warranty. I don't know what place only has a 14-day warranty, but some places might. And they're like, well, it is like the 16th day, so we really can't do anything. And you're like, I just dropped so much money in this place, and now you're telling me I have to put more money into this car after you guys neglected to do a thorough check on this car? This is not my, you know, and it's like a whole back and forth with the dealership. So something that you really had high expectations for, that you were really hoping was going to turn out in a good way, didn't turn out in the best way. And it's frustrating you. It pisses you off. Like, you know, because, you know, Virgo, you care about things that you purchase, and you care about things that you invest your time into. Not necessarily about the money, but for some of you, it is an issue about, I spent my hard-earned money on this, and it turned out to be crap. I'm about to blow my top, and everybody better watch out. So for some of you, it really is about, I spent my money somewhere that, no, I'm getting a refund. I'm getting what I paid for. I'm not leaving the store. I'm not getting off of your customer service line until you give me what I want. But others, it's more about not the money of it, but like the fact that you put time and effort into it. So maybe it isn't a purchase for some of you. Maybe it is, you went to, because this is Wands, right? So maybe some of you enlisted in a class, a dance class, a yoga class, some type of, you know, arts class, something that you were interested in, like a hobby, right? And you just didn't get out of the class what you wanted, or you get there and like it said materials would be provided, none of the materials are provided, and you're like, hold on, I didn't pay hundreds of dollars to come here, and then I have to buy my own supplies. You're supposed to be the expert. You're supposed to be the one who has this knowledge and this expertise and the materials. Pony up and bring those materials to class. And so it's like this whole thing of, again, your expectations just aren't met. You put in the money, or you put in your desire. Thank you. Your desire was to see something really great come of your effort, your time, your money, and it's just not going that way. Okay. And if it isn't about the money and about supplies in the class, it could just be the instructor is no good. You expected someone who would be cohesive, or coherent. You expected someone who would be professional. They're not. You expected someone who would be on time. And it's like, look, I'm an adult. I work 40 hours a week plus. You know, I work really hard. And so this whole 2 hours every other Thursday, you know, I need to be, this thing says it starts at 5:30. You are here at 5:52. What's going on? Unacceptable, right? So I feel that you're kind of having to, not having to, because nobody has to, but I feel like you're taking on this really, not aggressive, but you're very vocal. Very, very vocal about what displeases you in this situation, in this scenario. And I'm feeling this is, a very external energy. I don't feel like this is like some internal battle, or this is not a moment of self-development for you, Virgo. I feel that it's really like outward towards other people. You have the Five of Wands right next door, which is, a card of conflict. And, 2 Wands cards. So a lot of fire energy within you right now in your 2 cards that we begin with. And so fire is not necessarily an indicator of conflict, but it does fuel conflict. You can get conflict with cups, but with fire energy, again related to wands, which again is related to the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, not to say that any of those people or any one of any of those signs is involved, but the characteristic is that the conflict, if it comes, is going to be really passionate. It's going to be very fiery and bold and loud and like take no prisoners, like no holds barred kind of thing. So Virgo, where some of you might be more placid or docile, in your given everyday mode of operation, you might be really calm and collected and really poised. Gloves are off. You're just like, I'm not having this. I'm not having this at all. Nobody's going to make a fool out of me because I've spent my money, I've spent my time, I had, we had a contract, in a lot of these cases where you buy things on the internet, or, you sign up for certain courses, or again, even if you're purchasing a big ticket item, it's like, we signed so many papers and it said clearly that this is what I was going to get and I didn't get it. You owe me. Like, there's a lot of owing. You feel someone owes you. And Virgo, I don't feel that is a normal, I don't think that's like a normal state for you to be in. You feel that people owe you anything. Oftentimes Virgos are very kind of err on the side of martyrdom and like are willing to sacrifice. They're usually the ones who give up more than, yeah, I don't feel, this is not how you normally are. You don't want to be this way, technically. You actually don't want to. This actually stresses you out. This actually makes you feel like, I don't want to have to be the bad guy, but you're making me be the bad guy here. Like, I don't want to have to get rude, but you're making me get rude. I don't want to have to get loud, but you're making me get loud. You feel so pushed to defend yourself or defend your position in the scenario at hand. As a customer, I'm not going to be bullied. I'm not going to be talked down to. I'm not going to be lied to or manipulated into just walking away from this. This is a problem based on you as a business owner, based on you as a salesperson, based on you as whoever. You owe me. Don't come in here. I feel like I'm channeling your energy because it's just, I'm not seeing like a clear storyline. I'm throwing out examples with the car, the classes and everything. Those are just examples, but what I'm really feeling is like highly irritated. So irritated that someone tried to make a fool out of you, someone tried to take advantage of you, someone tried to take advantage of the situation or play the upper hand, or someone misled you, someone lied to you, someone didn't fulfill their obligations, fulfill their part of the bargain, and you are just not going to have it. You are bringing someone to task. You're bringing someone to the carpet. You're like, listen, I did what I needed to do. I gave you the money. I showed up on time. I took this here and I did that. Blah 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 blah. I paid for the shipping. I paid for the insurance on the item, and then I sent this gift to, let's say you're sending a gift to your mother or someone back home, or you're sending something to one of your best friends who's like stationed overseas or something like that. And your package never arrived. So you're calling up FedEx or you're calling up UPS and you're like, look, where's this package? It is very important. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I paid this much money for it and you're telling me you just lost it? Y'all handle millions of packages a day. Why is this lost? I went, you know, you're really just like not having it. You're not having it. Not having it. Stresses you out. Ten of Swords. So you're just like, you've been through the mill with this situation, right? Dealing with these people. I thought I fixed you. Focus. Come on. Oh, you're the worst. You were working yesterday, but now today you don't want to work. Oh, this really bums me. Okay, there you are. I'm going to have to work with this thing. Anyway, new camera. So, Ten of Swords. So you're feeling like stressed out. You're feeling like really, like I said, you're really annoyed. You're really frustrated. You're really pissed off. But you're also feeling stressed about this, especially if it has to do with money. Now, I keep talking about money. It doesn't have to center on money, but it is a big thing. You are an earth sign. Earth signs do handle the earthly concerns and considerations, and money is one of those things that exist in this world that is of value to us. Pentacles and earth signs deal with more than just money, but I feel it strongly. And that stresses you out. When someone messes with your dough, whether you have a lot or make a lot, or whether you are living at the poverty line, it doesn't matter. The dollar amount is relative to your situation, to your comfortability, to your stability. So if it is an issue dealing with cash, if it is a situation dealing with like a bill that you owe, being overcharged for something, being tackled with an additional fee that was not disclosed, you're just like, wait a minute. Absolutely not. No, no, no. I will not have this. I cannot have this. You know, you are just like livid about it. And it stresses you out because every Virgo that I know, in some form or fashion, takes care of their home. What do I mean by that? Take care of business. Take care of your bills, your finances. You have a budget. Many of you do, and not all of you, but many of you do. You have a set budget that you're like, look, every month I spend this much on the phone bill. I spend this much on my cable bill. I spend this much on my food. I spend this much. Like, you have it down to the cents, you know, how much you are expected to pay for your living expenses. So anything over that incurs more debt for you or more cost for you stresses you out. If you didn't expect it, if you didn't account for it, but here comes a charge on your bill, or here comes a letter in the mail that says you owe a couple $100 for something, you're like, what? For what? When? Why? How? And you're just like not having it. So this stresses you out. And like I said, some of you have been like on the phone with people, or like going to an office or a business like consistently. Like, I need to see the manager. Like, you walk into the store. Can I help you today, ma'am or sir? Nope, I need to speak to the manager. You're like, is there anything I can help? Nope, bring the manager out. Bring him out. Like, you just like get right to it. So you've been in constant, repetitive communication surrounding this issue of what is stressing you out, what is causing you frustration, and all of that. And my God, you're just like plagued with it. Now, again, I have said money a lot, but here we go. My guides, they like to switch it up on me. This could be a work situation. Yep, this could be a work situation for some of you, where at the job, let's go back. At the job, you have certain expectations for yourself within that job, or in your department, or on your team. Something is expected. A certain standard is expected to be met. It has not been met, either by you or other people on your team or people that work for you, whoever. Something just isn't working out correctly the way that it's supposed to. Three of Wands in reverse. This causes conflict. 5 of Wands. This makes it very difficult for you to go in every day and work with these people, or for them to work with you. Whatever this conflict is, whoever is the quote-unquote like the perpetrator of this not working out, whoever is responsible, whoever is responsible, it's a contentious energy between you and that person, or you and those people, or those people and you. Whoever it is, Virgo, it's a general reading. You can be the perpetrator. Let's be honest here. Since it is a general reading, it's not going to be specifically everything that is quote-unquote good in the reading is yours, and everything that's bad belongs to somebody else. It doesn't have to be that way. So be honest with yourself. If you're the perpetrator, you know it. Now, in the work situation, standards haven't been met. Certain guidelines haven't been adhered to. Some people are in trouble. Like, literally, there may have been a fight at one of your places of employment. May have been like an altercation or a huge shouting match, you know, that involved you or that you were witness to or something like that. And that, of course, would stress you out with the Ten of Swords. It would be, oh, man. Two things you don't do with a Virgo. Don't mess with their money. Don't mess with their job. Like, anything that deals with your stability, how you maintain your lifestyle. I don't care if you work, you know, at a fast food drive-through window. If someone comes and, like, violates your space or talks crap about you and gets you in trouble with your, you know, your shift manager, you are livid. If you are a VP in a company and someone sends a nasty email about you and you are confronted because someone said something about you in an email, I don't care what type of work you do. If someone comes at you, Virgo, in your job, tries to attack your integrity or somehow sullies your name, dirties your name, or makes it seem as if you're unethical, that you're lazy, that you're anything, any conception of you, any perception of you within your job that is not favorable, and it's not about your ego. You know whether you're a good worker or not, Virgo. You know. Don't come in here and pretend to be a good worker when you know you're not. So whether or not you're being attacked is relative to how you are. Be honest with yourself. For those where you are a good worker, you have great work ethic, you show up on time, you do your job, you do more than what's expected of you, you're respected, you're respectable, all that kind of stuff. If someone came for you, you will not have it. It will just... Again, I feel like this is a really channeled message, which I get very rarely. I don't get channeled as much as other readers, but as I continue on, sometimes I do. And I just feel it, like, in my gut. I'm just, like, not nauseated, not feeling sick and like, oh, God, what am I going to do? I feel like, who the do you think you are? Who said this? What? They said what? When? What? He's just like, out of this world. Just out of this world. You're fired up. You're so fired up. Ridiculous. And I did, just as a side note, I did Taurus's reading like a week ago. And I felt the same for Taurus. So I'm going to see if Capricorn, I'm going to find out when I do Capricorn's video. Earth signs, y'all are going through it. you first two, you guys seem to be going through it, because everybody else is kind of been like, yeah, you know, some stuff here, some stuff there, but you two, I'm just like I have to calm down. I have to take a breath here, because it's not me, it's not my life, but I feel it's like so firsthand. I feel it so subjectively, like, I cannot believe this is happening to me. I've done nothing to warrant this behavior or warrant this treatment. I've done nothing to be disrespected this way. I've done nothing to be looked at and thought that I could be taken advantage of. Like someone is trying you guys. Someone is trying you, and it's not going to be pretty. I know that. I don't know the specifics. I just know it's not pretty. I know that it's like almost too much to handle for you. Maybe not too much to handle. It's more than what you need. Like, you got other stuff. Thank you. You have bigger concerns. This is like some petty Betty, just like out of nowhere. Why? Even if it's like, again, going back to like the purchasing and like you're buying big ticket items or you're shipping gifts across the ocean or whatever. It's just like, I'm just trying to do something. I'm just trying to give myself a new car. I'm trying to send this package to my husband who's overseas, you know, stationed wherever. I'm just trying to do a good thing here. And then all this other BS just came out of the woodwork because I'm just trying to be a good person. I'm trying to show my husband that I love him and I care about him, and I put our kids like little homemade like craft gifts and like little things that they made for their dad in school in that box. And you UPS, you tell me that you lost that box? God, why? You know, I just want to get a car. I've had a clunky car for like 10 years. I went to this dealership off of sound advice from other people, and now I'm treated like dirt. I'm treated like I didn't just come in here and buy like a $22,000 car off you guys. Like, you're gonna fix whatever that mechanical issue is. I'm not leaving here until you fix it. It's just like, I wanted something good, but it has turned into crap. Why? Okay? So, after 20 some minutes of ranting, I hope something has resonated here for you. If it hasn't, if your life is dandy, good for you. I hope it remains that way. But for those where this is resonating, Lord have mercy on you, or on your situation, or on the person who's going to catch your catch your wrath, Virgo. Because I feel it's very like wrathful here on the bottom. A lot of reds and yellows and oranges in these cards. And up above you've got like calmer colors, and I think this is more like your home space. And where are we going? Yep. So I think together, are they together? No. Okay. Thank you. So you have here the Princess of Pentacles, equivalent to the Page of Pentacles in traditional decks. And princesses and pages are typically like learning something. They're students. They travel. They don't travel as much or as often as a prince or a knight would, but they do travel some. But their mission is to retrieve energy. As much as they give some information out, they also take some in. So there's like a reciprocity going on when you have the princesses or the pages, right? There's an intention to take as well as give. So I think that the Princess of Pentacles right now is you. Yeah, this is where you would be. Because you're being smart. I think after your initial rage or your initial outburst, and not to say like all of you are, out there screaming at people or like, getting into shouting matches or being aggressive. I'm not saying that's for everyone. Many of you will not do that because it's not in your nature. And given this situation, you're not going to let anybody get the upper hand on you. It's like, okay, they want me to go off in here. Y'all, you want me to yell. You want me to start cursing and swearing and doing all this crazy stuff. So you hold it in. If you're not expressing this Five of Wands energy, if you're not expressing your stress and your frustration with the disappointment that you've experienced, you're holding it in. And you're letting the Princess of Pentacles come out, and she's going to do the work for you. She's going to do this. She's going to handle business, basically. Handle it. So, in the case of, like, the work situation, some of you might have, like, disciplinary action that you need to, like, go through. Because even as shady as I feel it is, like, something shady is going on at your job. Something is not adding up. People are acting strange, or you're getting information from this person, and some of it seems true, some of it doesn't, and then you get information from someone else, and that sounds like a lie, and you can't make heads or tails of anything. And all that ends up in is you having to go and sit down with your manager, sit down with the HR people or whatever. Like, some of you are really going to have to go through a lot of crap just to get back to square one, just to get back to base and some sense of normalcy in your job. So if that happens, regardless of how severe the situation ends up being for you, this is who is going to come out and who's going to deal with the powers that be. Okay? So you might be on the phone to customer service. You might be sitting in front of your HR manager, whoever, whatever the situation is. The Princess of Pentacles is going to be cool, calm, and collected. She's going to be level-headed. She's going to be pretty reserved, actually. I mean, look how, like, chill she is. She's just like, yes, okay. And so my experience in this situation has been blah, 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 blah. Like, she is not going to be all... Sorry, I have something in my eye. Oh, that's an eyelash, probably. Anyway, she's not going to be someone who's like shouting and getting in people's faces and like storming out of doors. She's going to be really, really poised. She's going to be really, really... Is that? Oh, no. She's going to be really, really stoic in the situation. And like I said before, pages are interested in information. They're interested in messages and information, right? And so you're giving information, but you're also interested in getting some in. So in the case of customer service or HR or whatever, you're giving your side of the story. On this day, I said this, this, and that. On that day, at this time, so-and-so did this, I said that, and then this happened. Like, you're really, like, getting into the details of the thing. And Pentacles would be detail-oriented. Like, not, well, like the specifics. Like, you might have, like, a paper trail of sorts. Like, you might be opening your phone and, like, going to your emails. Okay, so at this time, at 12:08 p.m., I was on my lunch break, and so I purchased this item from your online store. Blah, blah, blah. I have the confirmation number here, and the transaction posted to my debit card the same day at 12:12 p.m., blah, blah, and you're just, like, going through the evidence, essentially, to prove your side of things. Then, when the other side, HR, customer service, the guy at the dealership, if this is, you know, not going to HR, but it's just like staying in your department, or it's staying sort of like in the gossip circle at your work, you're hearing the other side. Well, I didn't hear that, and blah, 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 blah. Well, ma'am, according to our records, blah, 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 the transaction, and this is the tracking number, and it went to the Dallas hub, and blah, 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 blah. And you're like taking notes. You're just like, all right, okay, could you say that again? Okay, thank you, got it. And you're just like interested in compiling the truth, or not compiling the truth, but like sketching out the truth, sketching out the situation as objectively as possible. I think the Princess of Pentacles is here helping you do that. She's definitely, she's like doing recon for you, you know? Like, I'm seeing, like, images of, like, a spy, or, like, somebody who's, like, undercover. Not a spy, but, like, undercover, you know? So, yeah. And I hope you notice, like, the tone. Like, as I moved into talking about this energy, like, I've calmed down. I'm speaking at a more normal pace. I'm not as, like, amped up. So, this might be what you're doing on the inside. Freaking out, going crazy, feeling pissed, all that kind of stuff. But on the outside, you're just like, okay, yeah, sure, okay, wow, really? And you're just like, poker face. Princess of Pentacles, poker face, okay? Now the Prince of Pentacles, next door, her cohort, her partner in crime, you might say. Not necessarily partner, but certainly, they're closer in rank to each other than the princess would be to the queen or the king, right? Prince of Pentacles, aka the Knight of Pentacles. So, he's more action-oriented than the princess would be. He's on, well, he's not in this card, but traditionally, the princes or the knights would be on horseback. And you do have that, it's not a goat, what is that? A yak? I don't know what that is, but there's like a animal up there on that hillside, that cliffside. So that indicates some type of motion, right? Some type of work in progress, right? So this is like the stage of gathering the information, and this is now the stage of acting on that information. What are you going to do next? The Prince of Pentacles is definitely interested in plotting. He's a planner, and then he executes. He doesn't do it quickly, mind you. Pentacles are not known for their speed. The element of Pentacles, or excuse me, the energy of the Pentacles is not known for its speed. It's known for its accuracy. It's known for its attention to detail and getting all of the steps in place before you actually take action. So I think that's what's going on, is like You've done your research, you've done your homework, you've compiled your, evidence, right? You've got your sketch of the truth, and now you're going to make a move. But you do it really slowly, Virgo. You're not going to jump to conclusions. You're not going to jump down anybody's throat, even though inside you might be boiling to do so. You're patient. And I just talked to Leo about patience yesterday. So you're also having an issue with patience, but you're much better at executing it than Leo would be. Leo's going to struggle with patience probably their entire lives. But anyway, Virgo, so you have the ability to bide your time, to wait until the moment is right to make that whatever move you need to make, or whatever series of moves you need to make. You're not going to rush into anything. You're not going to risk all of your recon, all of your the information that you gathered. You're not going to risk like making it for nothing. You did all this. You were patient. You were calm. You were diplomatic. Whatever you had to be. You're not going to muck it up by falling prey to these emotions that you're kind of like having to keep on the inside. Okay? And the Prince of Pentacles is also savvy. Like, he looks like a really smart, to say, an arbitrary J, but to me he looks like a guy, like, if this guy was a gambler, like, I don't want to gamble with this guy. Like, if this guy sat down at a poker table or a blackjack table in a casino, I'm like, I'm leaving. Like, cash me out. I'm not gonna sit at a table with this guy. Something like that. It's just like, so I feel that you, going back to those who this is an issue with money, you're not going to be outdone. You might be on the hook for some of those additional fees, because the powers that be, the bank, the dealership, Amazon, whoever, they don't play with their money just like you don't play with yours. You might be on the hook for some of that, but you're like, I'm not leaving here empty-handed. Like, look, I'm not going anywhere without something. I came in here to get some type of refund. I came in here to get some of these charges dropped. I'm not leaving. You're gonna give me something. He can be stubborn that way, right? So, in the case of where it's money, you might be going back to the princess very quickly. You might be reading over your contract, or the paperwork that you signed at the dealership, whatever, and you're like looking for the little loopholes or the details that aren't there, which, if it's any type of good contract, there shouldn't be any, but you're just getting all the information that you can so that you can go in there and say, well, you know what? You can't charge me for this because it's not in the contract, it's not in the agreement, so take that off. I don't owe you that. And, again, you may end up still owing something towards additional fees, or you might lose money, but you're not going to lose all of it. You refuse. You refuse, okay? Now, this Eight of Cups energy, I feel, is just the outward manifestation of the Three of Wands. You are disappointed, you're very sad, you're really upset about this, and you're kind of like moping in this energy, like you're not moving away from it very quickly because you've got Pentacles up here and you have this Eight of Cups. And Eight of Cups usually is talking about actually moving away from a situation that dissatisfies you, but in this deck, there's just like a lingering effect to it. And I think, Leo got this yesterday too, but for them, like, they're really in it. I think, like, you're moping about it. You're still moving. Like, you're still going to work, talking to these people who you think are shady and shisty and who don't have your best interest at heart, and they're playing games with you, but you're still going in there. You're not going to let this little thing, whatever's going on with so-and-so at work, you're not going to let that stop you from making your money and keeping your life the way that you want it to be, but you still have to encounter it. So it lingers. It might upset you a little bit. You might, hate that you have to exchange pleasantries with these people when you're like, you're all mother effing liars. You're all two-faced, double-crossing, but, and I hate to keep bringing Leo up into it, but, like, they're the most recent that I did the video for, and theirs was just so much more heavy this is not as heavy as theirs. I just don't feel it is. I feel that you're going to really only feel this way when you're around the specific person that caused all of this, or that is involved in all of this alongside you, or every time, you order something from Amazon from now until the end of time, and you're like, oh my God, that time in 2018 when I was trying to buy something, or UPS, I was trying to send something overseas and they ordered it. You're always going to have like a bitter taste in your mouth because of this person, or because of this situation, or because of this business, whatever. So it's just this outward manifestation. And the Eight of Cups is like about emotional satisfaction. And that might sound weird, to be emotionally dissatisfied with something that might have to deal with your money, or even your job. But I mean, we're all human, and everything that we encounter in this world has the potential to affect us emotionally. Like, you can look at an inanimate object. I've known people to do it. I might be one of them. You might just look at an inanimate object and, okay, I'll give you an example. And some of you might think I'm crazy, but some of you will know what I'm talking about. You ever like look at a car, like head on, like a car, and you see a face in the car? Like the headlights are the eyes, the grill is the mouth, the tires might be ears or arms or something like that. And some cars, I don't know why I quoted cars, but some of the faces, there we go, is what I wanted to quote, faces on these cars look sad. Like, you ever seen a car head on, you're like, oh my God, I feel sad suddenly. Or I feel like, aw, like you have a aw, and it's just like, it's a car. It has no real face, but it mimics you emotionally, your emotional intelligence and your emotional recognition in objects allows you to feel it, to, number one, assign a face to an inanimate object, something that is not alive but suddenly has a face, and you then assign an emotion to it. Some people can't do that. My mom is one of those people. She's like, she told me this like a few years ago. Nice little side story for you, Virgo. She told me this years ago. Oh my God, Jay, you know how some people can see faces in objects? And I was like, yeah, I'm one of those people. She's like, I can't do it. I've never done it my whole life, but I did it today. And I was just like, what are you talking about? She's like, I saw a face in a car. Or was it a car? I think it was a car, she said. And she's like, oh, and I saw it. I was like, and it looked like a little face. And I was just like, yeah, I regularly see those things. I'm not wowed, but I'm wowed for you, but I'm not wowed. Anyway, so that's what I mean. It's like, God, what was my point in saying this? Oh, I talked myself out of my own point. I don't remember my point. I'd have to go back and see the video. And then when I go back and I edit this, I might come to this point. But whatever. I hope you were following what I was saying. I really can't remember what the point of that was. Faces in inanimate objects, emotions. Oh, yes, there it is. Thank you. So, being able to assign emotions to things that aren't inherently emotional, or, people wouldn't think they would be emotional, is not unheard of. So you being upset about your money, like emotionally distressed, emotionally dissatisfied, displeased, angered, frustrated, whatever, sad in some cases, really sad, because you lost money on a purchase, or you have to cover additional fees that you feel are unfair. That can really be kind of heartbreaking for some people. Again, especially knowing how you are, Virgo, you like to be comfortable. It's not about greed. It's not about being a miser or anything like that, or a Scrooge. It really is about, you work hard for your money, you put in your due diligence at your job, and so when you exchange that money for something that you desire, or that you're hoping will be great, and it doesn't work out for you, it's like super disappointing. Okay? So we finally got there. I finally remembered, right? Now what's the outcome for September? 7 of Cups. Excuse me. So, 7 of Cups, traditionally is talking about choices, having all these cups in front of you and not knowing what to choose, kind of having like a window shopping experience, like, ooh, look at that, and look at this, and oh, I don't like that. Just like looking over everything that you can have. that you can purchase or that you can engage with or indulge in, and really kind of being overwhelmed with choice. This is about like a loss of choice in this deck for me. It's like, no. Like, no, no, no. Like, I had this in my mind. I had this thing that I wanted, that I was hoping for, but no. And being really distraught about it. So, like, I feel like the choice to sort of have a great outcome, not a great outcome, I should say, thank you. You feel as though there is no other choice. Thank you. You feel as though you have no choice but to lose. And I think that sort of is an illusion in a way. Because, I mean, this person has their head down. They're not even, like, properly looking at their surroundings, right? And then in the background, you have, like, different impressions, right? You have in the upper, on your screen, it will be a left. So in that upper left corner, you have someone who has like their eye closed. In the center, you've got this couple, which I think is from the Six of Cups in this deck. And then you also, on the right-hand side, in the top of the card, you've got some person, maybe an animal, but I think it's a person standing under a tree. So it's like this impression, like these fantasies in your mind, or this, like a dreamy... Perhaps it's about perception. Okay. So you might be more distressed than you might need to be. Okay? And that might sound like a criticism, but that's kind of like how they're moving this along to me. It's like, okay, what you just went through is really disheartening. It's been really difficult. It's been really frustrating, annoying, and saddening, and all that kind of stuff. It's been all the emotions, right? But it's over. It's over. It's over. Like, the worst has come and gone. Get up off of the ground, stop moping about it, and let's move on. Okay? And I think it's more about, many of you are feeling guilty also. Thank you. So, because that pose that this person in the foreground is taking, I like the previous image of this that they're showing me is like, he's up on his knees screaming out to the sky, why? And then he like slams his upper body down like that. And that's when like the image was captured. So it's like this, woe is me, oh my God, I was such a fool, why did I trust this person, why did I trust their opinion, why did I allow this to happen, like kind of beating yourself up, you know, guilt, shame, embarrassment for some of you. And Virgo, you can be that way, but no. You can be that way, I've witnessed it before, but no. We're not gonna sit here. I don't think you should sit here. I think if you're aware of this, if you're watching this video and this situation is playing out right now, but you haven't gotten to this outcome part, be warned. Don't sit here forever. You might have to like stew in it for like a day or two, but for God's sake, don't let it go on for weeks or months. Okay? Don't beat yourself up so much. It sucks to, when you realize you got, or, you know, you've been taken for a fool, or someone's manipulated you, or someone has, you know, bested you in some way. That never feels good, but keep it moving. All right? Overall energy, which is interesting. Let me put that down real quick. All of this, look at the colors here. Here. They're similar. Greens, blues, yellows. And really this energy where we started was like so fiery and boisterous. So I think you're going to start off feeling really rambunctious and just powerful, or in some cases rageful, full of anger. And then you're eventually going to calm down. You're just going to calm down. Now, overall for the month is the Eight of Swords. And this is interesting. Because the Eight of Swords in the traditional is the woman. She's blindfolded. She's surrounded by swords. And she's like trapped in her own mental prison, or a prison of her own making. This one, nobody wears a blindfold here. First of all, there's two people. Nobody wears a blindfold. And even if that one person is turned away, they still are quite aware of everything that's around them. So I think, Virgo, the overall energy is just being aware of the situation at hand. It's very dicey, number one, okay? I don't know what kind of ground that is. Are they on an ice? Like, are they on like a what do you call it? It's not an iceberg. What do you call those? Glaciers? Is that ice? Is it ground, but there's a puddle in the middle? Is it, are they on an island? Maybe that's water behind them? I don't know. But it's not, no matter what it is, it's not the most welcoming terrain. Nobody wants to stand in a puddle. Nobody wants to be standing on a glacier or an iceberg or whatever with someone who's like walking away. Like, none of that sounds inviting. So the overall energy is this whole situation. It's not inviting. It's not pleasant to be involved in this at all. Okay? It's not pleasant to have to deal with these arguments and feeling stressed and feeling disappointed. It's not anything that someone says, yay, I'm so happy to be here. Nobody says that. But I think based on the image, similar to what's going down here with the Seven of Cups, but more so because I pointed it out to you, but now, just based on the card, you're aware. You're aware of your surroundings. That awareness, to me, awareness is very important in just about any situation that you're involved in life. That's a lot of ins. Anyway, so I think that's kind of like what's being highlighted here is like, be appreciative of your awareness. Be appreciative that you had a chance to sort of defend yourself, to plead your case, to express your disdain and your frustrations to the customer service department or whatever. And it's not a total loss, because the upside of the Eight of Swords in this deck and the traditional Rider-Waite is that you can get out of this. Even if you were on an island and all of these swords were in your way, because you can see them, you can take them out of the ground and set them aside. You can move them however you want so that your environment is clearer, okay? So you have more power here than you might realize, you know? You have more ability to alter your surroundings or alter your thoughts, since it is swords. This talks about your mental capacities. So you have the capacity to change your perception, to change your outlook if you choose. Okay? All right, Virgo. So that is going to be your reading for September. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, go ahead and hit the like button below. Looks like that, right? Also leave comments below, and of course share and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. And I've told every sign before you, and I will tell everybody after you. One of my goals with starting this channel was to reach as many people as possible. And so in order to have that dream or that vision come true, I kind of need you guys to help me, right? Because YouTube, with their algorithms and their analytics and all that kind of stuff, really only moves your content and not disperses it, but offers it up to other people if it's viewed, if it's liked, if there are comments, if it's shared, and if your channel has subscriptions. So it's not about ego. It's not about growing a brand or a business or anything like that. It really is, I love tarot. I love astrology. I really do. I've been loving it my entire life. From the moment I understood what a horoscope was, I was like fascinated, right? And so in times of trouble in my life and times of difficulty in my life, I've always been able to sort of look to the stars, you know, and kind of get affirmations and confirmations and guidance that have seen me through certain situations. And I've become, as I get older and older, like my spirituality just grows and grows and grows. And I'm still growing. I'm still changing. I'm still learning. I'm still encountering and dealing with new people and indulging, or excuse me, ingesting new information. And along that journey, I have like helped people in my private life. You know, I've been like, oh, let me do a reading for you. And someone's like, oh my God, Jay, what you said came true. And I was like, it was in the cards. It wasn't me. But anyway, so in order to expand this and kind of, you know, increase my interactions with the tribe, so to speak, or my soulmate group, whatever, however you want to think about it. You might be a part of that group if you've watched this far, and if you've watched my previous videos, you're probably a part of my soulmate group or my tribe. So I'm interested in meeting more of you and getting involved with more of you, okay? Interacting with more of you. And in order to do that with the chosen platform of YouTube, it's a big corporate machine. They don't care that the message is thorough. They don't care that I put my heart and soul into it. What they care about is, did someone like your video? Did someone comment? Did someone share it? Did someone subscribe to your channel? That's what they care about. So if you want to help me with that goal, please do any and all of those things that YouTube allows you to do if you feel so compelled. If you don't, I understand, and that's cool too. I love you anyway, okay? So I'm trying to condense this, but I went ahead and I rambled. Big surprise. Okay, Virgo, that's your reading for September. I'll be back in a few weeks, and I'm going to bring you your October messages at that time, and I can't wait to see you again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Bye.